Hello writer, and welcome back to my life. Writer Wednesday, the day I give you my best tips and advice on the art and the business of writing and tell you how to do what to do as an indie author. As per usual, today we're answering a question from one of my $5 patrons on Patreon, and today's question comes from Gerald Hornsby, who asks, could you give us an insight into a week in the life of Garrett? How is your work-life balance? Do you have set times that you work on videos, for instance? Thanks for the question, Gerald. The week in the life question is always slightly difficult to answer because my daily routine changes quite a bit, and sometimes it changes quite dramatically. And I'm going to say this at the top of this video, the first thing I should be doing each morning is going to the gym after dropping the kids off for school. Now, Megan and I have fallen out of this, but we are going to start again, so I'm including it here because damn it, I miss working out. However, once I get home and actually, start working, the first thing I do each day is sit down and go through my email and my schedule. I do this to make sure I'm not missing any burning fires that need to be put out and that I'm not forgetting about any appointments during the day that I need to be present for. This is honestly the hardest part of my day because I have a brain that wants to take every email and, do whatever the email says I'm supposed to do. So I have to focus on just checking through the emails in the schedule and not handling any of them unless it is a burning fire that needs an immediate response. Once that's down, I try to sit down and do whatever creative work I'm in the middle of. Most of the time that's writing. I'll sit down, start stream, and work on writing for at least 5 hours, or for however long my brain can take. If I'm doing outlining or a first draft, sometimes I can't quite make it to 5 hours. If I'm doing editing, on the other hand, I can usually work longer than 5 hours, and I always take advantage of that feeling when I can. But creative work can be different things at different times. For example, right now I'm focusing heavily on audiobooks, so I'm trying to get up and record 5 hours of audiobook each day. And once I've got a few audiobooks completely recorded, I'll probably switch to 2 hours of audiobook first, followed by at least 3 hours of writing, and I'll do that until all the audiobooks are recorded, at which point it will obviously be all writing. The point is that creative work gets done first. It's what requires the most brain power, concentration, and focus. If I sit down and do administrative work of any kind first thing in the day, by the time I'm done, I have no energy left for creative work, which is of course the most important part of my job. Now, to answer another, easier part of your question, yes, I do have set times each week that I work on videos. I produce 3 videos per week on this YouTube channel, one on Monday, one on Wednesday, and one on Friday. And I try to always produce those videos the day before each one releases, which means I'm making videos on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. The reason I try to record the day before is that it enables me to schedule my videos to release at noon on each given release day. And having a set time of day you release your videos helps your audience learn to expect them. So after I've done my creative work, if it's a Sunday, Tuesday, or Thursday, I write, record, and edit tomorrow's YouTube video and then schedule it to release the next day. And then I take care of whatever other administrative work I have. If I have something to work on with one of the external authors, I try to prioritize that. If I have financial or marketing things to work on, I do those next. That takes care of most of my work day. The last thing I try to do each day for my legacy books work is put together a battle plan for what I'm going to be doing the next day. This includes a fresh look at my calendar and my email to double check there's no new tasks I need to assign myself and make sure nothing gets forgotten about. I used to do my battle plan at the beginning of each day, but that invariably ended up with me diving into administrative work. So I'm trying to switch it to the end of each day instead. Then the kids come home after school and it's family time until they go to bed, after which Megan and I usually watch an episode of TV together. And then Monday through Thursday, as close to 10 o'clock p.m. as I can, I start a video game stream on my second Twitch channel. I play until shortly after midnight, and then I take the stream I just recorded, edit it into some videos for my YouTube gaming channel, and queue those to export overnight. Then I wake up in the morning and I do it all over again. Now, Friday nights and the weekends are supposed to be personal and family time. Friday nights are usually game night where we have some friends come over and play D&D or board games. And the weekends are for special excursions with the kids or hanging out with friends, that sort of thing. Now, work will often cut into my weekends, but I'm trying to get more and more adamant about keeping my personal time personal. Obviously, my family is decently important to me, and I don't want to be the workaholic dad who's not there and doesn't spend any time with his kids. So I try to only work on the weekends if I'm on an extremely important or time-sensitive project, or if I'm meeting with someone who isn't available during the weekdays. So that's what my week is supposed to look like. Of course, the real world interferes with this all the time. Sometimes I'm working on another special project that forces creative work to go on hold for a period of time. For example, right now, I'm producing a YouTube for Authors course for Mark Dawson's self-publishing formula. That necessarily requires several hours a day, so I'm spending more time on that than on creative work, at least currently. But I try to stick to the schedule as best I can manage it. It's what enables me to put out as much creative content as possible while also taking care of the administrative and business tasks I need to carry out to make legacy books keep running. That's all I've got for you today, writer. Thank you so much to Gerald for the question. I hope you and others found the answer helpful. A reminder to the rest of you that my $5 patrons, like Gerald, get these videos 2 weeks in advance, and they're also the only ones who can request topics for me to cover in future videos. So if that interests you, check out my Patreon in the description below. You can also buy the Writer Wednesday t-shirt. It tells people you're a writer so you don't have to. Either way, I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye!